Welcome to the Eclectic Thrifter and Crafter, where we thrift and craft with purpose. Joy to the world. Today, our project is flavored honey. We're going to make rose petal honey, orange peel honey, and lavender honey. So I've measured out all my honey. The one jar looks a little darker because it has a green shade to it. It's an older jar. This is the candied orange peel that I made several years ago. I just put it through the food processor. I'm just now sifting out the powder and separating the larger bits from the powder. The larger bits I'm going to use and add into some flavored teas, and that is another project that is coming up. We've measured out the lavender, the orange powder, and the rose petals. So we're going to pour it in a saucepan. Do not use a microwave. A microwave will destroy all the goodness that's in the honey. So we are going to do our rose petal honey first. And you'll want to turn your stove to medium high. Do not leave your honey unattended. You don't want to scorch it. It'll give it a caramely flavor and then you'll know that you've burned it. Keep stirring the honey until it gets to a very liquidy state. Maybe what I'm sharing with you this week are a few last-minute ideas you can pull off. If you're shy, a few gift ideas this year. I'll show you how I proceed with all three honeys. I'm boiling down a couple of hours of work into about 8 minutes. As you can see, the honey is taking on the color of the rose petals. And it's very warm and it's going to absorb all that lovely, lovely fragrance into the honey. Clean out your pan if you don't want any flavors carrying over. I did that this time. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. A little mystery in the flavors is kind of nice. Now here's our orange peel. I'm sure you can get the same effect by orange peel that you purchase at the store in the spice section. Ground ginger, that's another flavor you can use. I just happen to always want to learn how to candy fruit. So several years ago I saved all the peels, put them in the freezer, and made a large batch of candied orange peel. It is a nice homemade candy, very tasty, very pungent. When it gets to that hard candy stage, it grinds up nicely in the food processor. It almost looks like spun honey. I think we are almost at that stage, that very, very liquidy stage. It's time to pour it into the jars. There it is. That's going to be beautiful. My husband loves these flavored honeys. Now we're going to make a double batch of the lavender honey because that is a very popular flavor in my family. And this is just ground up lavender from my garden. I've used it in soap making, in tea making, and now we're going to make honey. I made lavender honey a couple of years ago, and it was a winner. I'm kind of thinking I might like to try a little batch of hibiscus honey and see what that tastes like. The double batch takes just a little bit longer to get to that liquidy stage. So you'll need some cheesecloth for the petals and the lavender. This is a loosely woven cheesecloth I had handy. I do have a one with smaller weave to it. This bit of leftover lavender I'm going to give to my husband today. It's certainly up to you if you want to leave any of the florals in the honey. So you're just going to take the cheesecloth and squeeze out the remnants of the honey, and the rest of the little stems are going to stay inside the cloth. Sometimes I do collect the remnants and I do put it in my tea, but I did not do that today. I just wanted to get things cleaned up. I have a couple more projects on the way. To avoid any waste, I would advise getting a tighter weave of cheesecloth. Here we are. That should last him about a week. And we're all done. Ideally, you want to make this project 2 weeks out, but it can be done last minute. That's not really an issue. The reason being is you want to let it rest for about 2 weeks. And every few days you go into your pantry or your drawer and you're going to turn the jars. When you go to strain the petals and the lavender from your honey, you're going to want to warm it up once more. The process will go much faster with the honey warmed. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Please like, subscribe, share my channel with your thrifting and crafting friends. Share in the comments below and tell me what flavors you might like to try. Check us out on Instagram for upcoming announcements for future thrifts and crafts. But most of all, have a Merry, Merry Christmas and a lovely, lovely day.